I hope this is working. Okay. So, we're discussing loom knitting today, and I have finished this adult arm warmer. So I'm going to show you how to take it off the loom and how to do the last wrap. Because this is not a hat where we're pulling it tight, I want to make sure when I cut my yarn that I wrap all the way around and then halfway around again. So 1.5 loops around your loom. And then you snip it. And taking it off and keeping it as a open, because this is a armband, so we want the top to stay open, is pretty easy. So unlike when we were lifting the bottom over the top, this time we're going to lay it taut, and instead of pulling the bottom over the top, we're going to go in under the bottom. You want to make sure you don't have any of the threads caught. And now you're going to catch the top strand, tuck it in underneath, and pull it all the way through. So we're going to do that. It's good to keep it nice and tight at this point instead of loose like we were before, just because we do have to go in under it. So I'm going to go in under, and sometimes you have to help it. You have to stick it in behind it, which is difficult for me to do kind of one-handed, but catch it. And my loom has the notch here, so I'm just going to push it down that notch and pull it through. And if you notice, I'm not taking it off the loom yet because I want it to hold its shape. And this allows it to keep its shape while I'm still pulling these through. And as you see, it's not that difficult. I'm trying to keep my hands out of your way. Which I should have put the camera on the other side is what I should have done. I just go in under, catch my thread. Wow, I am making this look extremely difficult. Go in under, catch the thread, and pull it through. And for any of you noticing, when I post these, you'll see them in the proper order. But as I'm recording them, I'm ending. This is my first recording. So we'll switch sides with the camera since I am left-handed. But you can do this left-handed or right-handed. That should not affect your looming. It just, you're going to do it, well, you can do it in either direction. I can loom in either direction. So you don't have to think, oh, I'm going to do the opposite. No, you're just going to hold your loom needle in your opposite hand to manipulate things. And I've heard that right-handed people have it a little bit easier. And I'm going to try to hurry this up for you. I'm kind of using the light of the computer here to help make things brighter. Just going to make sure that's up on full blast. And get my head out of the way. Like I said, you want to make sure you don't have any loose. You get all the threads because it is yarn, so it is multiple threads together. And this one I ended with a double string. That's why I have two, but I'll discuss that in some of the other videos that we will have next. The next set of videos, not this first one here. Last one, whatever. So once again, put your loom needle in under, lift up, catch the wire or catch the yarn, and pull it through. I keep saying wire because I've been making wire wrapped jewelry, so I have wire on the brain, so to speak. This is a project I started several weeks ago and did not finish until today. And I only finished it today because I was doing these videos. Now, it'll be a different way to end now this is a circular, as I said, a circular piece that we're leaving the end open. If we were tightening the end for, say, a hat, then every time I pulled this through, I would pop it off and pull it taut, so that the hole here in the middle would be closing off as I pulled on it. And we're almost to the beginning where we started. Now, pretty much at this point, I've gone all the way around, but because we are keeping this a open top, I'm going to continue on with my string, my leftover end here. I'm going to continue on looping it through because I want the top to be not exactly stiff, but I want it to hold shape. And by giving it this added bit of string, it makes it just a little bit thicker, so it wants to hold shape better. So I'm still putting it over my bottom row, except instead of pulling the bottom row over the top, we're tucking the top row in. And as you see, things do not always go smoothly with it, especially when you're trying to hold it backwards. Let's try that one again. And the key here is to make sure you're dragging it down the center of your little helper line. If you notice, my yarn is getting a little ratty looking, but it doesn't seem to show in the final product, so don't go flipping out about that. It's not going to be an issue for you. And now you just lift them off. Using your hook, you come in the top and pop it off. There we go. One arm warmer. Fashionable and practical. You can wear it with short sleeves. If it gets hot, roll it down.